Hey guys, welcome to the video. Myself Darshan from 8th semester. So today I'll be demonstrating to you how to use Python and AWS service called DynamoDB, and using this service we will perform CRUD operations as well as we'll go through indexes. So first of all, to use this you have to install certain packages. So first of all is you have to install Python using this command. So I am using Ubuntu laptop, so you can use sudo apt install and you can specify the version of Python. So if it is installed, then you can go to next. So next would be to install pip3. So this is a package installer where you can install various libraries. Using this you have to install this, and after installing you can run this command to check it. So let's try that. As you can see, you got the pip version as well. So once it is done, so you have installed the Python and pip here. So next thing is to install AWS services that will allow you to perform the operation that you want. So first of all, one of the libraries is called DynamoDB. So by using DynamoDB, you will be able uh, to get access to DynamoDB and do the perform the action that you want. So you have to install DynamoDB using simple command pip install DynamoDB, and you are good to go. So after that, there is some more libraries called BotoPy3. So BotoPy3 is one of those libraries that enables you to access the AWS services using the credential that is provided. So if you have a AWS account, then you will be able to access those things. So the simple would be to have an create your AWS account, and after you create your AWS account, you can use the access key and the secret key and use it for accessing your DynamoDB table. So there is an option to uh, create a profile. Using that profile, you will be able to access various services like DynamoDB for this example. So let's say already I have created some of the tables. So this is one of the table that I have created. So simply what you can do is go here, create table, and you can enter your table name, partition key and sort key, and directly click on create table. So since I have already created, I will show you what I have done. So in this, if you go and see what are there, so I created a partition key called username and a sort key called visits and other attributes called location. So using partition and sort key, we'll be able to query or get the different attributes in this table. So after installing all these libraries, then you are good to go. So what you can do is set up a folder structure like this, where you have configuration, constant, models, and as a main file. So I will walk you through each of them. So first, let's go to the configuration part. So in the configuration, you have DynamoDB configurations where you can have development environment and UI environment if you want, where you will specify your table name, the region where your service is deployed, and you can specify the read and write units that is consumed per request. So once it is done, you can create a function that will return the credential based on your environment. If you don't want it directly, you can what you can do is create a model like this. So using DynamoDB, you can create a model that replicates the table in DynamoDB. So what you can do is create a table, base table, where you will have you will use Boto3 library to create a session with DynamoDB. So what you can do, Boto3 session, I will give a profile name. So profile name will contain all the permissions that you can access. So once you give that, then you can give the region where your services is deployed. Once that is done, a session is created for you. Using this session, you will be able to get the access secret key as well as a token that will enable you to access the services. So you're defining a base class where you're extending a models that will be coming from DynamoDB, and then you will be defining all the metadata like table name, region, and the credentials. So once the base class is set up, then you will go to DynamoDB like this, and this will allow you to specify all these things. So once here, if you can see, have defined a base class, say user testing, and you have a base class that is inherited, and you define all the attributes since username as well as location and visits are all the attributes, and you have certain attributes like Unicode attribute and number attributes as to be defined. So for partition key you will say hash key, and for sort key you'll say range key, and you define all the attributes, and that's it. The classes are set up, then you can perform the actions. So first of all, let's go into table and try to uh, fetch some of the result. Let's say I want to get a result by partition key and sort key, and whose name is Ravi123 and its visit is 30. So if you go and see in the table, so in the table you have this one. So if you want to query according to this, then you can do this. So I will run the command. So just run the main file. So if you run the main file, then you will get the details, the location, the username, and the visits. So that was the get by PK and SK. So next of all, I will say, let you know like how to query just by the partition key itself. So if you run the, okay, once again, okay, once it is done, then you can do that. So after that, you will query by PK and SK, and we'll run this. Yes, you will be able to get the details like you have your username and you have the visits, and you will get the location for it. This is the query operation, this is get option. They're kind of different. Query operation is kind of very fast and efficient, so we'll get the details very quickly. So next we'll move on to saving the data into the table. Let's say you want to save the data. You can save something like this. Once it is done, then you click on run, and that will go on save. Added successfully. Now let's see what is added. So you can see this has been added. So once this is added, then you can do a query operation or something like that for other things. So if you say you want to find, uh, let's say, some name which is starting with capital D, then you can do that. So do that. So as you can see, if you're querying the by location, whose uh, location is starting with the prefix that is being sent, that is capital D, and we can see the two of the attributes that is matching, that we go and check it. So this attribute starting with the Delhi and Dubai, these are starting with the, and I have limited the results to be only two. So where you can see results is two. If I say three, then probably if the results are there, then we can see that. See, three results came. So that is limiting as well. And you can also update the value. Let's say initially it was this, and then I want to change it to, let's say, once this is done, you will try to search for this value and try to update the location for it. Once you do that, so once it is done, let's me go and check. Yes, this has been updated now. So let me go and try to delete some of these things. So let's say I want to take this on itself, and I want to delete it, and I'll specify the key here, and it has been deleted. Now let's go and check. If you see, it has been deleted now, and that is done. Then you can also query by not using the primary key and sort key. You can set up a global secondary index as well. So if you go and check the global secondary index, so what I've done is created something called user testing by location index, and I provided the global secondary index coming from DynamoDB indexes. and then I've provided the index name that you can create here. So by creating the indexes, what you can do is you can directly get the details which are having to query or scan through the table. So you can just go here, create an index, and you can specify partition key and sort key, and the index will be created, the one you have right now. So once this is done, then what you can do is uh, use this index and do the query. Like location I've used for partition key, and username can be used for sort key, and then you can just create an object and then do a simple query on it. So this was done. So let's run and check. So we want to try to get the details whose location is Delhi. So you got the details whose this is Delhi. So we have done CRUD operations like reading, inserting, deleting, as well as querying using indexes. So that's it from my side. I have learned how to use AWS services DynamoDB, for example, using Python, using DynamoDB and Boto3 library. So that's it, guys. Thank you.